Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new lesson. How are you today? I hope you're fine. The adjectives of today's lesson are to identify and apply the use of must and mustn't, and also to identify vocabulary about food. Okay, so be prepared and let's start with the lesson. Okay, so to start the lesson, I'm going to show you first the use of a new modal verb. This modal verb is must, okay? Must. In Spanish is deber. And we usually use must to talk about rules, obligations, okay? Debes, an obligation. The structure of the use of this modal verb is very easy. You only have to use in the affirmative form the subject, then the verb must, then the action, the main action, and a complement. And when we are going to talk about the negative form, you have to use a subject, then must not or mustn't, then the main verb and the complement, okay? And remember that we're going to use must and mustn't to talk about obligations, to follow rules, okay? Very good. So now let's continue in the book. I need that you please open your student books on page number 86. Page 86, please. And we're going to do activity number 1, which is related to the use of must and mustn't. Do you remember the use, right? Very good. Must in Spanish deber, mustn't no deber, no debes, okay? So let's start with the first activity. Complete the sentences from the article on page 85 with must or mustn't. Then complete the rule. So here we have 3 sentences, and these sentences are in the text of page 85. Estas 3 oraciones, chiquillos, están en el texto que leímos la clase anterior, que estaba relacionado a este programa de televisión de chefs para niños. Okay, so the idea is that you look at the text on page 85 and you complete these sentences, the 3 sentences, okay? So stop the video now, please, and do it. Do you finish? Great. So let's check together. Number 1, you must be 9 years old or more to be on Star Junior Chefs. Number 2, we must, again, must wash our hands before we start cooking. Number 3, we mustn't put them in our mouths. Si se dan cuenta, chiquillos, estas 3 oraciones están relacionadas a unas reglas que se debían seguir en el programa. So that's why we use must or mustn't in this case. So now let's complete the rule. This rule. We use must and mustn't to talk about rules. Okay, ya lo sabemos. So, number 1, use to say that it's necessary to do something. What do you think? The correct answer is must. We use must to say that it is necessary to do something. And we use mustn't to say that it's not okay to do something. Okay? Very good. So now let's continue with activity 2. Over here. Complete the dialogues. Use must or mustn't and a verb from the list. So here we have a list of 4 verbs, really. Okay, 4 verbs, and the idea is that you read the dialogues and use must or mustn't plus one of these verbs. La idea, chiquillos, entonces es que usen el verbo modal must o mustn't más uno de estos verbos. para completar las oraciones. Okay, so let's start with the example. Hey, letter A. Hey, can I borrow this book? Letter B. Sure, but you must give it back next week. Okay, so in this case, I use must and the verb give. So now you have to stop the video, please, and do the activity. Do you finish? So let's check now. Number 1. Mom, can I have some chocolate? B. Of course not. You know you. The answer is mustn't eat chocolate before lunch. Mustn't eat chocolate. Number 2. It's Julia's birthday next week. Letter B. That's right. We mustn't forget to buy her a present. We mustn't forget. No debemos olvidar. This verb in Spanish is olvidar. And finally, number 3. Oh no, there isn't any milk. Letter B. I must buy some after work. I must buy some after work. That's the correct answer. Okay, very good. And now we're going to continue with the second part of the lesson, which is related to vocabulary about food and drink. Okay, so let's start with the first activity. This one. Here we have different kinds of food, different kinds of meat, fruit, vegetables, and drinks. And the idea is that you write the name of each kind of food under the picture. For example, number zero, this is a chicken. So now you have to stop the video and write the names under the pictures. Do you finish? Okay, very good. So let's check together now. Number 1, what do you think? The answer is beef. Beef. Number 2, lamb. Lamb. Cordero. Number 3, burger. Burger. Hamburguesa. Number 4, banana. Number 5, orange. Number 6, apple. Number 7, strawberry. Number 8, potato. Number 9, carrot. Number 10, tomato. Number 11, pepper. Number 12, coffee. Number 13, tea. Number 14, milk. And number 15, juice. Okay, very good. So now we're going to continue with activity 2. Look, which word in each group is different and why? The idea of this activity is that you look at each list. Number 1 is a list, number 2 is a list, and you have to tell me which one is different and why. La idea, chiquillos, de esta actividad es que ustedes identifiquen qué alimento es distinto y me digan el por qué. Okay? So for example, number 1, coffee, potato, and tea. Which one is different? In this case, the different word is potato. Very good, because coffee and tea are drinks and the potato is a vegetable. That is the correct answer. Okay, so we're going to do this activity in the online lesson this Friday. Como yo requiero que en este caso ustedes me respondan, porque es un speaking, vamos a dejar esta pequeña actividad para la clase en línea del viernes, donde ustedes me van a comentar, me van a decir cuál de los alimentos es distinto y el por qué. So look at the example. The different word is potato because coffee and tea are drinks. And the potato is a vegetable. Okay, that is the answer. Very good. Okay, and this is the homework that you have to do this week. You have to do activity number 3 of page 82, activity 3, okay, where you have to complete the sentences with must and mustn't and a verb from the list, which is very similar to the activity that we do in this student book. So look at the example. Ellie must write an email to her friend Jasmine and in Istanbul. ¿Ok? Entonces, chiquillos, lo que aquí hay que hacer es que ustedes deben completar las oraciones usando must o mustn't. ¿Cómo sé cuándo usar must o mustn't? Porque ustedes van a observar un check o una cruz donde van a saber si es afirmativa o negativa. And then, y luego, you have to use one of these verbs. Tienen que usar uno de estos verbos. Y ahí es donde se pone un poco complicada la cosa porque ustedes deben saber qué es lo que dice la oración o interpretar lo que dice la oración para poder colocar uno de estos verbos al ladito del verbo modal must or mustn't. Okay, very good. So now, so you have to do activity 3, but you also have to do activity 1 and 2 of the workbook, but on page number 85. These activities are related to the use of vocabulary and the other activity to the use of must. Esta actividad está relacionada al vocabulario que vimos y la anterior de la página 80 y... Se los digo enseguida, niños. 82 está relacionado al uso de must y mustn't. Okay, in activity 1, in this case, you have to look at the pictures and complete the puzzle. What is the mystery sentence? Okay, so for example, number 1, what is number 1? You have to complete here with the name of this object. Number 2, you have to complete it. Number 3, okay. And in activity 2, you have to unscramble the words and complete the sentences. Lo que deben hacer en la 2, entonces, es ordenar las letras entre paréntesis de cada oración y colocarla correctamente en el espacio. Okay? So remember, activity 3 from page 82, activity 1 and 2 from page 85. And that is the end of today's lesson, okay? Remember to do your homework and remember to participate in the online lesson this Friday. See you there, everybody. Bye-bye.